Regular season champion North Texas, behind the league's top attack, have earned the right to host the season's biggest game after the semifinal win over Ford Madison. They will now host the league's top defense in Greenville. Will the season end in triumph for the team that notched its 14th shutout in a semifinal win at Lansing? 142 games have led us to tonight's final. North Texas Soccer Club, Greenville triumph. Who will be the one? The USL League One final starts now. It is time to crown a champion in USL League One. Tonight from Toyota Stadium here in Frisco, Texas, it's North Texas Soccer Club and it's Greenville Triumph Soccer Club. It's the USL League One final here on ESPN+. Excited to have you with us here tonight. It's the top seed and the regular season champions North Texas Soccer Club against John Harkes' Greenville Triumph tonight. And they will try to go on the road and win 2 straight games, because as we go back to the semifinals, it was Greenville going on the road through Chris Bermudez getting that 1-0 victory over Lansing Ignite. And on the other side, Ricardo Pepe scoring a brace within about 2 minutes to get that 2-0 win over Ford Madison. So as we welcome you in here tonight, Josh Eastern alongside Devin Kerr, really looking forward to this matchup here tonight. It's the league's best offense and it's the league's best defense.
We pretty much had an idea that it was always going to be North Texas SC, right? High tempo, high press, and we'll get a little bit further into that, but who was the matchup going to be against? Could Greenville really turn up that offense, bag a couple goals? They only needed one. Beautiful semifinal win at Lansing, and now how do you follow that up? Well, let's start with North Texas and how they got here. On a regular basis, Eric Quill gets his boys running downhill, and he turns their opponents around. Notice how everybody flat-footed, immediately tracking back. That makes it more difficult to account for runners, but it all comes down into this triangular play where they have multiple options because they're so good off the ball. Yes, technical on the ball, but look at the rotation. Down into the channel, quick little ball back across, and they bag it in the back of the net. So if you're Greenville, how do you counteract this? They've seen it a couple times this year. Let's go back to the 0-0 draw back in July. Everybody marked up initially, but can you constantly maintain that shape? That individual brilliance from North Texas SC starts to shine. Breaks down a little bit. There's room down in the corner. They all start to track back. There's no massive cause for concern. Even though it's not the greatest ball for SC here, everybody tracks back and they go the other way. That's going to happen regularly. Now, when they get caught up, how do you play out of the back and how do you play against the press? You have to trust the shape from the training ground. Everybody's got to work off of each other, proper communication, and they as well can exhibit a nice little isosceles right here. Watch the ball that tucks in. There's going to be a little rotation out, and then you're off to the races. Nice little ball all the way down the sideline, and it's the back post run. This is where North Texas can get itself into trouble. They have to account for that trailing run on the backside. If they do not keep their heads on a swivel, it's going to be a long night for them.
And now we would like to welcome the third member of our team, Kelsey Steele. She's down on the field.
Hey guys, you cannot script a better storyline than the one we're being given tonight. It's a 2019 Golden Boot and Golden Glove winner taking the field against each other for the 4th time this season. But this time, it's hardware and bragging rights up for grab. Ronaldo Damas leads a North Texas attack that has racked up 55 goals this season, 16 coming from his boot alone. You won't see many 20-year-olds with such a calm demeanor in the box. It's what makes this Haitian forward so dangerous. But he'll have to get past Greenville's Dallas Shea, who knows a thing or two about shutouts at Toyota Stadium. He's going for his 3rd in Texas this year. And guys, this is someone who has been waiting for his moment to shine. After serving as a backup in the USL Championship for 3 years, he has taken this platform with Greenville and is running with it. So the question remains, is it defense that wins championships or is it offense? We're going to find out tonight. Josh, Devin?
Well, thank you very much, Kelsey. Yes, it will be very interesting to see whether it will be the offense or the defense here tonight to win that title. We are just getting set for these teams to take the field here tonight in Frisco. A beautiful night for soccer here at Toyota Stadium, and here they come. It's North Texas Soccer Club in their home red jerseys, while it will be Greenville Triumph in those white tops here tonight. And a couple of the academy players seeing them out onto the field. This is FC Dallas, really organization. They embrace that development aspect of the game.
You have to remember that a lot of these youngsters have had experience in terms of finals, where national championships, Dallas Cup finals, even the Surf Cup. but this is a different animal. You're going against guys on the other side in Greenville that have been in situations like this before and have had a lot more professional experience. Guys like Dallas Shea, remember, he was one of the backups at Phoenix Rising that made it all the way to the USL Championship final last year. Even the back line, Cole Seiler, Kevin Pullitz, Evan Lee, all of these guys are more accustomed to this. They know the pressure-packed situations. So Eric Quill, he'll say, listen, trust yourself. We put you through a certain process. Let's just follow the procedure. This is why we got here. Let's just continue forth 90 minutes for glory.
And now getting set for the national anthem tonight. Let's send it down to Darius Thomas from the Fort Worth Opera.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats as our special guest, tenor Darius Thomas from the Fort Worth Opera, performs the national anthem of the United States.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rugged red glare of bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Darius.
And a great national anthem from Darius Thomas. Building up to first kick here from Frisco, Texas in Toyota Stadium. It's the USL League One final, North Texas Soccer Club and Greenville Triumph. The old offense versus defense. Let's take a look at the lineups. We'll start with Eric Quill's North Texas Soccer Club.
Not a massive amount of changes, but what you're going to see here is going to shift into a 4-3-3. You'll get Brian Reynolds at right back position. The big change is going to come at left back. Jonathan Gomez comes in. Kyle Zobek back in goal. One change at a multitude of levels. Alfousseni Jada will sit in that holding midfielder position. Thomas Roberts, and how about Imanol Almaguer? Can those two combine and remain compact, but more importantly, push this pace up high? Oscar Romero and up on the right side. How about Greenville Triumph and what they're bringing to the field? John Harks' boys, one of the most stout defenses in all the land. And in the league, Tyler Pollack, Cole Seiler, they highlight the outside back positions. This team will sit deep. They will look to compress themselves and then counter with guys like Carlos Gomez, JJ Donnelly. Don't be surprised if Aaron Walker and Paul Close start to sit deeper. Bermuda's rotating left, Mohamed to the right, and Carlos Gomez shifting into a 10 position to push the pace to JJ Donnelly in that counter up top.
So those are the lineups for both sides. Just that one change for Greenville. And we take a look at the Growler House in Greenville, South Carolina. The Reedy River Riot. They are ready to go tonight and hoping to celebrate a USL League One title there in Greenville, South Carolina. As the teams take to the pitch here tonight. Looking forward to this final. We will get a champion at the end of this night, whether it takes 90 minutes, 120, or penalty kicks. There'll still be just one remaining at the end of this match here tonight. Some final pregame words from both captains. Of course, you see Dallas J there in goal, the Golden Glove winner for Greenville Triumph. We were able to talk to him this week, and he is really looking forward to this final here tonight. One of the best defenses here in USL League One. There is Ronaldo Demis on the other side. He will try to break that back line of Greenville Triumph. Of course, the Golden Boot winner for North Texas. We're building up to this final here tonight, and obviously emotions, they could run high. Last time out for North Texas, they said maybe some nerves were coming in early on, but what do you expect to see in the opening minutes?
Set the pace early. That's the biggest thing you're going to get in any big final. Who can execute when push comes to shove? That's when you've got a young squad in Eric Quill's boys in North Texas SC, you look to guys like Oscar Romero and Kyle Zobek, and that's kind of a bit contradictory at 23 and 26, but they are the veteran leaders on this team. Again, Greenville's been here before in terms of the amount of experience that they've got. They'll be a bit more accustomed to the pressure, but they are still on the road against a high-powered offense.
And we are underway from Frisco, Texas, the USL League One final. It's Greenville going left to right. It's North Texas going right to left. And of course, that last match for Greenville in the semifinal, the 1-0 win on the road at Lansing. Chris Bermudez scoring that goal, and one was all they needed, and those 1-0 score lines is nothing Greenville isn't accustomed to this season. Plenty of them throughout their regular season. On the other side for North Texas, well, they couldn't find a goal until those last 15 minutes, which is when they really like to score goals. They have 14 goals in the final 15 minutes of matches this season, and Ricardo Pepi found 2 within about 2 minutes right after that 75th minute mark. That was enough to dispatch forward Madison, and they had upset on their mind for sure. But once again, it will be Greenville trying to come on the road to a place they've been pretty successful. An early opportunity coming for Donnelly, but quickly cleared away. Greenville out on the front foot here early on. Here's Seiler, a right-footed cross towards the back post. It's over the head of Mohammed. This will skip out of play, but a good start here from the roadside.
It's exactly what you want, and you and I were talking about this coming into the game, where we fancied both of these squads and how things would pan out. And I said, listen, that's another animal from North Texas SC. Now, Greenville's been able to tame that, and we'll give you a better idea in a little bit, but setting the pace early, if Greenville can go down, create a couple opportunities, and really rattle the youngsters, it's a good start.
90 seconds in, and you have to like that from the roadside. This North Texas Soccer Club, what a season it's been for them. Regular season champions. I guess you could say they're trying to pull the double here in USL League One with the regular season and then the playoffs here tonight. We talked with John Hartz this week, and he said the discipline and the confidence in the approach really set the tone. And as you were talking about, setting the tone in these type of matches, so important really for either side. Here's Thomas Roberts on the ball. He'll be pulling the strings in the midfield. As we mentioned with the lineups, North Texas missing one player at each level from their last match against Forward Madison. Edwin Cerrillo, Jimmy Maurer, John Nelson, they were all up with FC Dallas today in their really tough 4-3 loss in Seattle in the MLS Cup playoffs. But here's an early foul. A look at Oscar Romero, who commits the foul. An early free kick here for Greenville in the attacking half.
Just a couple minutes in, not necessarily a gift of a free kick, as the challenge had to come. And you just wonder if get back to it, quick little restart and put the ball back on the deck. But the amount that they're allowing them to progress here, Pollock taking all of the space he's going to. Push some numbers up top. Notice they haven't necessarily rotated all of the big bodies up. Are they going to allow Evan Lee to get involved in this and whip one in? Now they'll set their shape. Carlos Gomez coming over in support, and now we get back to it. And that's the better look here. You're too far from goal. You don't want to risk a counter this early on. We showcased how good they were with the ball at their feet and their ability to break this press down. Just stick to it.
Evans was there to clear it away. Looking for Bermudez, who has scored some really big goals this season for Greenville. He scored that goal against Tucson to clinch the playoff berth for Greenville Triumph. That was back at the end of September, basically a walk-off goal, if you will, there for Greenville Triumph. And of course, scoring that goal last week. And then he scored that goal against Madison at the end of August to get a big road win, and that really solidified that 3 seed for Greenville coming into these playoffs, as the ball now rolls out for a goal kick. And in goal tonight, Kyle Zobek, the Coralville, Iowa native. Gomez looking to play out through this press. Arturo Rodriguez gets a slight shove in the back there by Cole Seiler, and there's a look at John Harkes. When we talked to him this week, he said winning one of these would rank pretty high on his list of accomplishments, which is pretty deep.
Considering his resume, it's a bold statement from that man. Living legend John Harkes, always a good chat, and he's got a lot of confidence behind him, and rightfully so. Everything that they've been able to do, and you just take a look at their body of work. It wasn't necessarily home or road, it was both. This is a team that got better as the entire season went on, and I guess the key question was, and we briefly chatted about this, was did they have the goals in them? You know, could they find a way to not only eke out wins, but have some dominating performances, stick 2-3 in the back of the net. No, in the semifinals they didn't need that, but they were able to turn some momentum, and a lot of that came off of their games against North Texas SC, where they had the gritty 0-0 draw. Yes, they lost 1-0 early on, and if you're just joining us and haven't been able to see it, they did down them 4-0. Of course, that was a red card about 20-25 minutes into the match. But most importantly, they grew together. They have much more of a regular squad, not as many rotating variables for them, and they trust each other just as anyone, and their defensive shape is absolutely beautiful, and you get an idea right now of what you're seeing, where they drop the 4 blocks in the middle. Nice little shot, and the 2 boys up top working together. Already, you can see the shape changing just a little bit, where we mentioned Carlos Gomez would rotate over to a central spot. That's already happening. Omar Mohamed going all the way to the far side.
This one might have taken a slight deflection out. Throw-in now upcoming for Greenville Triumph and Cole Seiler. One of 3 Greenville Triumph players to be named to the All-League team. We'll show you the full list at halftime tonight. J.J. Donnelly came over from Tormenta through their development system, and he gets taken down by Alfousseni Jata. John Freeman having to step in. Looks like this will be a yellow card. Already 2 challenges for Jata, and John Freeman will now put him in his book tonight.
This is warranted. This is a reckless challenge in from behind on the big name for Greenville Triumph, J.J. Donnelly. Watch him, beautiful touch out of the sky. Sorry about you. Then nice little touch out in front. Great job just holding possession and just the trailing leg through. And there's not a massive amount of contact, but that's one thing you have to remember. And any dirty challenge in general is that it doesn't have to be the fact that they actually lock up. It's the intent behind it. That's what happens for Jata.
A yellow card has been issued
kick
to North Texas SC
for
player.
Greenville.
Number 6, Alfousseni Jata in the 7th minute.
Klaus puts it back into play. They're trying to go over the top, looking for Bermudez. This might fall for Paul Klaus again. All the way through the back line, centering off the post and out. Hit the outside part of the post. It's a corner kick here for North Texas, or pardon me, Greenville's. It took a deflection off of North Texas.
Callum Montgomery, thank his lucky stars on this one off the deflection. The center back rotates back over, and well done. He gets in front of the shot. Little kiss from the woodwork to push it to the side, and this sustained pressure for the opening 10 minutes. Really impressive by Greenville, pinning North Texas in their own half.
Looks like Mohamed over to swing this in. The in-swinger towards the near post, all the way through. Arturo Rodriguez will clear this away. This will run all the way out for a Greenville throw-in, and seems like the match has been played mostly on this side of the pitch early on.
Another look at that move just before, and well done. Oh, Paul Close just stepping up right through the middle. Sometimes that's all you have to do, and what he's trying to do is just get a little redirect. J.J. Donnelly making the run to the near post, puts it back across the 6, danger area. Sometimes you can even go directly at goal. By the way, you can see that North Texas SC not backing down, though. They're rattled here, but starting to throw their weight around a bit.
Coming into this final, obviously nerves can get through some of these younger players who haven't been in these situations before, but we talked with Breck Evans, and I asked him, how many finals have you been in, as we take a look there at Eric Quill. And he said, I've been in about 3, and I've won all 3. So he's pretty experienced here at this level.
He's just bragging. I won all 3, 100%. How about you? You set yourself up for immediate regrets when you have a conversation with a gentleman as that. But Eric Quill, phenomenal playing career. I can remember him back with Tampa Bay Mutiny. Of course, I was a Miami Fusion fan. That's quite some time ago, and nice to see him start to attain some success at the coaching levels. Obviously, he had some ideas about where his career was going to head, still does. Every coach that starts out has a massive amount of ambition. Coming over from the Dallas Texan, one of the bigger clubs in all of Texas. They've been around it seems like eons. Just now an opportunity to step up, take that next step, and learn from a fantastic organization that from top to bottom gets it right. You look at the Academy, North Texas, FC Dallas and their MLS squad, their ability to push all of those together, and more importantly, impose the system. That's the biggest talking point when you look at clubs like this, where they follow the path of what goes on overseas. Clubs like Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, they get guys where it doesn't matter if you're 14, 18, 22, you have a job to do. So when you're an outside back and you get an opportunity to step up to whatever opportunity it may be, it's just a next man up type deal. That's why you see this success at every level for this team.
Looking to play in for Oscar Romero, but it's cut out by Evan Lee, and we were talking to him and he brought it up. 38 different players have played for North Texas this season. He said, I've really learned a lot about player management and really how to balance all these things being thrown his way. So 10 minutes gone, a throw in here for North Texas. Romero into the corner, Polak comes away with it. As they look upfield, maybe trying to counter, but Paul Clyles will slow things down here at the back.
And this is some of that press I talked about. Let's see how well they do with it. Quick little distribution, a lot of numbers in the midfield. Great close down by Almaguer. And that overload is what's going to be key for North Texas SC. A quick little swarm, because you allow them to play. Greenville will play out of the back. They'll start to push the wings. You can already see that's their game plan, where they want to look to Christopher Bermudez and Omar Mohamed on the far side. Obviously, Carlos Gomez is a key playmaker. But when you apply that pressure, you can't then give them multiple windows. It's one look, and then everybody steps in.
Dallas J looking to distribute, and well done there from the Golden Glove winner here in USL League One, as Kelsey mentioned before the match. Now Mohamed back into the middle. Walker trying to advance the ball, flicked on for Polak. Early opportunity, chips the keeper, and it goes wide. Oh, Tyler Polak, it opened up for him. The left back finding himself in an attacking position here early on.
You just have to wonder how much he regrets this decision to go up over the top. Beautiful run from the outside back. And as this thing starts to part the Red Sea, keep an eye at the top of the 18. Dissects everything, and it's a clever little flick. All he has to do is push this into the bottom corner. Watch this angle. Loads of space to work with. Does not have to be that clever. This should be 1-0.
We might look back at that one at the end, but on the other end, here's Arturo Rodriguez. He can make some magic happen as he plays it wide. And for Romero, the cross in. It's taken by Dallas J. Greenville Triumph, they have had a few opportunities here early on. They hit the post on a deflected shot a few minutes ago. And then it was Tyler Polak finding himself in a very good position. Couldn't quite put the finishing touches on it. Message from John Harkes this week to his team. We deserve to be here. And he says it's maybe more of a fight than a game of mistakes as we get into this. We'll see how they can capitalize on mistakes as Arturo Rodriguez gets played in by Gomez. Rodriguez cutting in field, looking for Roberts. Now back out for Gomez, all the way across the 6. Comes for Seiler. He'll knock it out for a throw-in. Gomez puts it quickly back into play for Callum Montgomery. Center back tandem, Breck Evans and Montgomery really played well together down the stretch of the season. Taken away by Polak as they look to advance upfield. Romero back for Reynolds. Reynolds looking into the middle. Demis was there, but Lee got a foot to it first. Once again, all the way back for Breck Evans.
Let's keep an eye on the rotation now. Can this midfield start to have a little fun with Greenville Triumph? They've sustained about 15 minutes of pressure on their heels at the start of this match. Now you look to McGarry in the middle of the field. Obviously, we referenced Thomas Roberts and what he was able to do. Just in the ball now, Jata dropping quite deep in, and he'll tuck himself in between the back four. That allows the outside backs to get much higher. Jonathan Gomez and Brian Reynolds like to get involved in the attack, and that's what Eric Kuhl wants. He wants to overload the numbers going forward, but on turnovers like this, you have to be careful. Got to track numbers back.
Here's Mohammed cutting in field, laying it off for Bermudez, going for goal. A great save from Zobek to push it aside. Another opportunity coming for Greenville in the opening quarter of an hour.
Sloppy play coming out of the back for North Texas SC, and they have to remain disciplined when they have trouble with it. Mark where your guys are just in front of you. Have a conversation with where the responsibilities lie, because they're really struggling with the trailing runners.
Mohammed again, all the way through. It was missed right in the middle. Donnelly had a golden opportunity again. Already in this first 15 minutes, it's been a match of missed opportunities for the roadside.
I also wonder in terms of overall decision making. Watch this open up just like the other one. Bottom corner, left side, call it a day. Tries to go near post. That's a book that Kyle Zobek has read all too many times. Former standout at Valpo. He accounts for the back post run. He had support if need be. Well done by Zobek to just hold his shape, push it to the side. And if you're a goalkeeper at home, that's textbook goalkeeping. If you're gonna give up a rebound, you wanna push it away from the danger zone. Really well done, bringing it back across his left. Now you just wonder, can you continue to push things out here? Because we've seen really 2 or 3 glimpses, that's about it, of North Texas coming forward. Now you've hit the reset button, moved all the way up the field. Keep some of the pressure on this end of the field for a little bit. Make Greenfield try and work out of the back for this.
Zobek, one of the more experienced players on this side. Romero gets pushed down, and this will be a free kick for North Texas. An interesting position as Arturo Rodriguez might fancy this as he jogs over to that right flank.
It's one of those gray areas, right, where can you go direct here? If you're a magician, absolutely. On this big field, though, and that's something we haven't addressed yet, we'll dive a bit further. You have to really weigh your options out here. And what's the best look? The angle that you're playing right now against a great goalkeeper, Golden Glove winner in Dallas J. The direct route is probably not the best bet. So you have guys like Alfuseni Jada, even Breck Evans on the back post. Put one of these up here and let the big boys go get it. Brian Reynolds tussling in the box, set a little pick, rotate someone in, and try and challenge the goalkeeper.
And our referee, John Freeman, having a word with everybody in the box before this is swung in. It's Roberts and it's Rodriguez standing over it. Step over, it's Roberts sending it in towards the back post. Montgomery was there, still in the area. A heavy touch by Mohammed. Now here's Romero. Slipping inside for Almaguer. Almaguer going for goal, pushed aside by Jay. What a frenetic start we have here in Frisco.
There's a lot to account here for Dallas J as this is in traffic and coming back against the run of play. The center backs actually stayed up high, expecting distribution to come back in. I do not mind the decision by Almaguer whatsoever. Early on, nerves and tensions running high. You want to test the goalkeepers whenever possible, especially considering they haven't really had a lot of movement down on this end of the field.
Corner kick swung in the middle. Evans knocks it forward. He was looking for Demis. Now Mohammed will relieve some pressure here as Gomez tracks it down, and now Zobek. You really couldn't ask for much more in this opening 18 minutes of a final. Both sides really going after it here early on. Now Lee bringing it forward. He sends this straight out of play. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com.
The way things are setting up, Josh, you almost figured this would actually be flipping the script a little bit, right? You would expect Greenville, the one to be sitting and picking and prodding at minor opportunities in the other end of the field. North Texas SC applying most of the pressure. That's not the case right now. John Hart's boys on the front foot. I like it. You just wonder, is that something that they're able to sustain for a full 90 minutes?
Gomez getting high up the field again, looking for Demis. It's cleared away by Paul Klaus. But Jata charging forward, trying to go over the top and keep it alive. He's already on a yellow card, something to monitor for the defending midfielder in this lineup tonight. Now knocked back for Jata. Remember, if we get to extra time, there is an extra sub allowed, so they can have a fourth sub should either coach want to use it. Now Roberts. Gomez. This is more of what we've been accustomed to with North Texas this season. The foul as that pass was made. Free kick opportunity again for North Texas. Look at the foul there, away from the ball.
Just a little love tap, right? Make friends early on in the match.
Whatever we got to do.
It's easier for some of us than others, you know? Involves a little bit of physicality. I'm okay with it.
Now Mohammed charging through the middle. Roberts comes over, a heavy challenge, but John Freeman was right on top of it. He deems it clean and play continues. Wide now for Arturo Rodriguez. Cutting in field. Cross for Thomas Roberts. That slow build-up play now starting to come up here for North Texas. Played wide again for Gomez. Once again, some contact. Play continues.
Some quality tackles flying around. North Texas SC have to be careful. Just a moment ago as they go all the way to the far side of the field, Breck Evans was looking for an outlet pass. Unfortunately, Brian Reynolds has pushed his line so high it wasn't there. Greenville had the ability to take one little step in. Carlos Gomez rotates over. Omar Mohammed just tucks himself in a little bit and the passing lane is closed off. So what do? You do a multitude of things. You can actually invert your run, overload the midfield, which could help them. But you can actually just simply track back a little bit more. You're going to pull the runner with you, but also give your opportunity of support to the center back. Play a little ball in, and then you go the other direction.
Greenville now coming back the other way. Walker wide for Bermudez. Now it's Seiler. Bullets now for Lee. This back line has been the strong suit of this side, and Dallas J said he thought we had a good back line from day one. They were shutting out teams in the preseason and early on in the season as well. They find themselves here tonight battling for a title. Here's Gomez. Now Romero. Slow build-up again from North Texas. Switch of field now, looking for Reynolds. Here's Rodriguez. It's a pretty good case for league MVP. 7 goals and 10 assists this season. There's a misplaced pass, but it runs all the way through for Gomez.
Go run. Go upstairs immediately.
Now midway through this first half and in this USL League One final, Josh Eastern, Devin Kerr, Kelsey Steele with you. It's been a pretty up and down match so far. Maybe not what we expected coming in, but it's definitely been pleasing on the eye here early on.
Josh, you brought up the back line and how they felt like Greenville had a good one immediately. My eyes are immediately drawn to numbers. Now, I like stats, but I don't always trust them, but this is one that really stands out. Dallas J, obviously a great goalkeeper, but let's look at the front four, specifically in the starting 11 tonight, rotating left to right. You have 16 years of professional experience standing in front of Dallas J. Conversely, all of the boys in the back line for North Texas, 4, and that's this year, not even a full year under their belts, and that's what I talked about. Guys that are a bit more familiar with their surroundings in terms of big games. These guys have played high at the collegiate level and they've moved on to the professional ranks. Maybe not necessarily a final, but they played in the big arenas and their coaches have pumped them up for this before. You're seeing that in the opening 25 minutes.
On this Greenville side, they have to have a good mentality coming into this match, of course, going on the road last week, but in this stadium, they have not given up a goal to North Texas, and it's almost unheard of here in USL League One. Who can find that opening tally here tonight? It could really change the complexion of this match. Get into this latter half of the first 45 minutes as Roberts wins it back. So shifty on the ball. And for Reynolds, and this bounces out of play. We're seeing that press again here from North Texas as Tyler Polak looks to throw it in. Trying to find the flick there from Carlos Gomez. Play through the middle. Here's Arturo Rodriguez. Now for Demis, back for Arturo, and this will run out for a goal kick. And now let's welcome in the third member of our team, Kelsey Steele. What are you seeing down there on the field?
Kind of started to settle into their offense here, and this is what they want. The faster they move, it's easier for them to get the matchups that they want. You're going to see them start to drive at Greenville, use those combinations, and really play in the windows. It was interesting talking with Eric Quill earlier. He was talking about a three-pointer shooter analogy, going basketball here, talking about, you know, when these shooters go cold, they keep shooting. It's not the big deal. So with these guys, he wants them to keep going and use the middle, use the 9. Right now, they're not working in there enough, and if they really want to execute and find those windows, they've got to use Damas more, and they've got to find the 9 more.
Foul there in the midfield. Thank you very much, Kelsey. Omar Mohammed committing that foul. Back to North Texas it goes.
So let's play off those comments a little bit, right? How do you now open this game up? If you're a midfielder, you got to venture out of your comfort zones. You got to shift left and right, give yourself a bit more depth. What they're struggling with right now is Almaguer, Roberts, and Jata in the middle of the field are all clumped together. And the reason is J.J. Donnelly and Carlos Gomez from Greenville Triumph are dropping back in, and they're compacting in the middle. You could go direct, stretch the game up over the top. More importantly, let's use the wings a bit more here. Let's rotate the ball outside, make these guys chase a little bit, and then drop in underneath.
Free kick here for North Texas, taken towards that back post area. Headed back into the middle, and Greenville will look to clear it away. Almaguer now finds Gomez. It's deflected out of play. As Eric Quill told us this week, this team, Greenville, works harder than any other team horizontally. As Kelsey mentioned, playing through lines will be so important for this North Texas side as they try to build forward. So far, it's been pretty difficult for them to do so. Almaguer plays it wide. Back in for Romero, who's really come on as of late in good form. This North Texas side, but Greenville trying to look upfield. Roberts flip it forward, and it's also what Eric Quill was talking about. Winning those second balls will be so important against this side, especially in those situations when Donnelly holds play up. Demis for Jata. See if Demis can get going a bit tonight. He missed some time for the end of the season due to a couple knocks he picked up, but he started last week and obviously back in the lineup here tonight. We know what he can do with his 16 goals this season.
Josh, just look at the rate of play right now where, yes, it broke down on the far side, but when you try to recycle this thing, it's got to be quicker. Quick head up, Breck Evans, first time ball in to Callum Montgomery, and then you go the other direction. Instead, it's 2, 3, 4 touches. And what you're doing there is allowing Greenville to reset their defensive shape. Get a good look. All the white shirts behind the ball. Even if it gets through, it's a 2v1 or 3v1 situation. This is not a good look for North Texas right now.
And as we've talked with Eric Quill this season, as a heavy challenge comes in there, Ronaldo Demis taking out Cole Seiler. So just a talking to between Freeman and Demis. As we talked with Eric Quill this year, he said that we're at our best when we're playing 1-2 touch football. And as you are saying, it doesn't seem like that is happening right now. But last week against Madison, they were able to kind of flip the script come the second half. So you wonder if it'll be a similar storyline to what played out last week against Madison right here on this pitch. Mohammed flicks it forward for Bermudez. Well done. Bermudez cutting towards the end line, trying to cut it across. It took a deflection. It was Breck Evans, the captain, able to clear it away again. Seiler and Rodriguez battle for that. Actually, it falls here for Polak. Well done, is able to keep possession for Greenville. And for Bermudez again, as this one comes out of play for the throw-in.
Good pressure in the middle of the field by Thomas Roberts on the step by North Texas SC, and that's where you'd like to see the red shirts push up a bit higher. So when this ball comes back across, everybody's already in an offside position because you push your lines up. And that just comes down to communication right now. The youngsters rattled. You can see that some of their responsibilities just struggling.
A shot on goal, but a pretty straightforward save for Zobek.
Some of the shape in the middle as well. It's not just Jata sitting deep in this 4-3-3. They're actually pivoting right now where you're getting Almaguer dropping back. Roberts is pretty much playing the highest line. So they're squaring up. What Greenville's doing is just playing in between them. It's actually quite smart.
Gomez couldn't quite get around Politz. This deflects out for a goal kick.
If you're North Texas, you just have to figure out, okay, when are we going to drop and when are we going to push? Because you're getting individual efforts. When they knock this ball out and they're pushing it 40, 50 yards from goal, almost to half field, Greenville has already moved their line already inside the opposing's half. So how do you come back off that? Knock the ball, everybody moves as one single unit. This attacking shape that you see when they all go together, it's just not being replicated on the defensive side of things. You're getting 2, 3, 4 guys stepping, and it has to be one cohesive unit.
See if that's something that Eric Quill addresses at halftime, but Cole Seiler getting into the attack, trying to play it forward into that open space for Mohammed. But a miss-hit pass there, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Cole's playing a bit too much FIFA. trying to pick one out from
about
40 yards. Quick little chip and put his name in the highlight reel.
Deflected out for another throw, and this will come for Greenville. There's Polak. Polak again, looking for a cross. Evans was there to meet it and clear it. And now Demis almost got around Lee there, but luckily Politz was there for Greenville. This doesn't really seem like the same North Texas side that we have seen at the end of this season. They really ended this regular season well. They won 6 of their final 7 matches, a 19-4 goal differential in those 7 matches. The one loss coming against Forward Madison on the road. They really finished strong coming into these playoffs. Here's Arturo Rodriguez. Tried to find some space, but he plays it wide. He'll get it right back. Now Roberts back out to that right flank. Cross coming, cleared away by Walker. And Mohammed will look to counter. Gomez was there in position to halt that counterattack. Down in the middle, but advantage being played. It was Almaguer who hit the turf. North Texas will look to turn up field here. 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time until we get to halftime. Knocked forward, took a deflection off of Reynolds, who continued his run from his right back position. Polak gets taken down, and it will be a free kick going back to Greenville.
There.
Just a quick little foul on the far side, trying to play out, sustained pressure. Nice little step, and Dennis just can't get it right. And that's kind of the silly mistakes we're seeing, right? When they apply a lot of pressure and you've got them pinned in and then you let them off the hook. That's some of that youthful exuberance that's overstepping its boundaries right now.
Coming into the box, almost an opportunity presenting itself for Donnelly. Donnelly has really had to take on a bigger role along with the rest of this attack. See, without Jake Keegan, who is out for the season, missed about the final month or so, and they have really had to replace his goal-scoring efforts. He finished the season with 9 goals and an assist, and we talked with Carlos Gomez, and he said we lost a magic player in Jake Keegan, but it's really been Carlos Gomez who has stepped up. 5 goals in 6 matches in the month of September. It's really sparked this attack, along with Bermudez, who scored some big goals for Greenville down the stretch. Now it's trying to find that final moment here tonight, and Donnelly, along with Bermudez, have had some opportunities.
Starting to see a bit of frustration. It's a good look too, but Thomas Roberts needs more of the ball at his feet. He's a dynamic playmaker who's just not getting it enough. Jata continuing to drop back in, and that's a cause for concern if you're Eric Quillwill. Now you're pulling your midfielders even closer. That's fine. The build-up's just going to take a bit longer, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that message has to be communicated to everybody on the squad. So if Roberts drops back in, bring Almaguer with him. Now you've created a triangle a bit closer to home, and you can pick and prod your chances in the middle of the field. That makes Greenville step with you as well. It's almost baiting them, where if you come a bit deeper in your own half, they now have to step with you. So what happens? You open up space in behind. You allow guys like Rodriguez and Romero up top to start to extend this game while still keeping your technical players on the ball.
And Eric Quill, along with Breck Evans, telling us this week, patience is going to be very important for this North Texas side and trying to break down this really back 6. You can even call it those 2 banks of 4 at times for Greenville. So organized there at the back. Polak like slipping there, and that opens up some room on the right side for North Texas to attack. Gomez tracking back. Reynolds on the ball. Reynolds all the way in for Dallas J. Pretty straightforward save in the end. The Greenville goalkeeper.
It's a better look, but we're still seeing the miscommunication when they push forward. They're sustaining so much pressure that when they do get a little bit of reprieve, they're getting it wrong. Demis was actually checking to the near post, and they're trying to whip the ball all the way back across the 6. That's a conversation Eric Quill will have at halftime, where you just have to stay mentally focused. You don't have the luxury of turning the switch on and off. You got to stay in tune for the entire 90 minutes. They are starting to grow into this game. Notice the possession starting to creep their way a bit more, but it's purposeful. It's not this side-to-side lollygagging we saw the opening 25, 30 minutes.
Let's see if either side will have a say here before halftime. Just 5 minutes to go. Captain play by Romero, at least for the moment, as this deflects out. Here's Polak and Politz. Seiler charging down this right flank again, looking for the flick from Donnelly, but instead it goes all the way back for Zobek. Roberts gets into the attack. He plays it wide for Gomez. Rodriguez. Gonna center and switch the play there, but Mohamed comes away with it. Halftime here, this USL League One final. Nothing to split the two sides as of yet, but you'd have to say that Greenville have had the better of the opportunities here early on. Evans has to cover this and send it back for Zobek in goal. I think Jota dropped really deep. It almost looks like a back 3 at times tonight from North Texas. Especially with Gomez getting so far up this left flank. Kindly deflects for Arturo Rodriguez, who gets taken down, and it will be a free kick for the home side. Arturo Rodriguez picking himself off the pitch, and Paul Klaus, it looks like, committing that foul.
This will be a dangerous opportunity. Is it an overstep enough for the referee to blow the whistle? Absolutely. It's the trailing arm that gets him in trouble. It's not necessarily a massive amount of contact, but right in front of John Freeman, that reach around gets you in trouble. And now you've reached the danger territory. This is where Arturo Rodriguez will pull the trigger. Dallas J, he's asking for 3 in the wall, setting his boys up, get everyone in front. He wants to make sure.
Good opportunity coming just moments ago for Arturo Rodriguez. Now Jata looks to play wide for Reynolds. Some space opening up with Greenville getting back. Still Reynolds. Tries to play it back for Arturo Rodriguez. Mohammed comes away with it. Spent some time with the Somalia national team in World Cup qualifiers back in September. On back here by Gomez. Jata winning that ball back for North Texas while he was on his back. See at the bottom of your screen there for a moment. 1 minute of stoppage time here at the end of this first 45 minutes. Rodriguez trying to flick it forward for Almaguer. Polak there to cover it. And you'd think John Harkes' side has to be pretty pleased at how this first 45 minutes has played out.
He will. The problem that you're running into right now is North Texas SC is starting to figure things out. Eric Quill understands that he's got to get his playmakers on the ball, and we'll give you an idea of exactly how that's going to play out at halftime. But there's a bit more rotation right now where, yeah, you're not far off. It's a 3-5-2 of sorts, but that's not very unfamiliar territory for what this team tries to do. They want to get their outside backs forward, you overload the middle, and you push the tempo. The problem is they're pushing numbers, but the pace is still stagnant.
Bermudez, he looks to get it back. Bermudez to his left foot, it's saved! It's just out of the reach of Donnelly. And now trying to be saved on this near side. What a sequence of events for Greenville again. Sobek has come up time and time again with big saves in this first half. Long thrown into the box. Jata into the middle looking for Donnelly. He goes down in the box on the challenge with Breck Evans. And there is halftime. Well, what a end to this first 45 minutes. As we stand, it's 0-0 as we go to the break.
This is exactly what we're talking about for Greenville, where you sustain a bit of pressure and then you go the other direction quick. They just need to be more thoughtful in their actions going forward. Really thought they did well holding their defensive shape, but as the half went on, they didn't do a good enough job pushing the tempo. We mentioned North Texas SC. The playmakers in the middle of the field have to be more active.
We are at the break here, and no score between these two sides. We'll see what changes are made here at halftime. And now Eric Quill is standing by with Kelsey.
Coach, you said that this final was going to be a new and challenging experience for a lot of your guys. How do you feel they handled the stage in the first half?
The first 15 minutes, we looked really young. Thought we looked scared. We've been sloppy. I thought the last 25 minutes the game settled down and we've gotten a little bit more of what we want, but we're not clean enough. We're not clean enough in the windows and our combinations. So that's what we need to work on, and we need to be better at picking up second balls. We're not anticipating second balls enough. So we've got a lot to learn come second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Kelsey, so 45 minutes down, 45 to go. It's North Texas 0, it's Greenville 0. But it has been an exciting first season here in USL League One. Let's go find out the top 10 moments of the year.
After 2 years of preparation, USL League One played its inaugural match on March 29th of this year. 6 months, 140 games, and 361 goals later, we've reached the USL League One final. From stunning goals to incredible off-field milestones, we're counting down the top 10 moments from the inaugural season, beginning with one of its brightest young stars. Coming in at number 10 is the 16-year-old phenom, Ricardo Pepi. The North Texas striker recorded the first hat trick in League One history in his first ever professional appearance, scoring 3 goals, leading North Texas to a 3-2 win over Chattanooga Red Wolves SC in the club's inaugural match. Here's to Pepi scoring goals like this in a U.S. men's national team kit in a few years' time. Moving from one of the league's best strikers to one of its best goalkeepers, we'll take you to Statesboro, where Tormenta FC and Lansing Ignite met in a crucial top 4 clash in July that was not short in dramatics. With the match tied at 1, Elma Enfor stepped up to the penalty spot in the 97th minute with the opportunity to steal a road victory for the Ignite. But goalkeeper Pablo Jara denied N4 from the spot in stunning fashion, making one of the saves of the season to earn his side a point. N4 goes from GOAT to hero as we turn to number 8. The Lansing Ignite striker scored the league's first ever SportsCenter top 10 play early in the first half of a wild 5-goal match between the Ignite and forward Madison FC. N4 connected with a stunning bicycle kick in the 17th minute, scoring one of the goals of the season. Count on seeing this one in the Fans' Choice Goal of the Season poll at the end of the year. Moving up to number 7, few things can top the excitement of playoff soccer. But 2 of our clubs dialed up the drama just to clinch their places in the Final Four. First, we'll head to Tucson, where Greenville surrendered a 2-goal lead in the second half and looked to have squandered their chance of clinching a playoff place in Week 27. With the match tied at 2 and FC Tucson needing a win to keep its playoffs hopes alive, head coach Darren Sawatsky threw everyone forward for a free kick, including goalkeeper Carlos Marancio, only to see Chris Bermudez run 70 yards and tuck the ball into Tucson's empty net to clinch a playoff spot for Greenville. It may only be year 1, but I'm not sure if we'll see too many more empty net, playoff clinching, injury time goals in League One. Now, we'll head to Lansing, where Madison's playoff fate came down to the final day of the regular season as the Flamingos travel to Michigan, needing to put an end to the Ignite's 12-game unbeaten streak to earn a playoff place. J.C. Banks ensured we would have a poetic ending to our first regular season as the Wisconsin native scored the goal to clinch a playoff spot for the Wisconsin club in front of over 100 traveling fans. It feels like this one was written in the flocking stars. From playoff drama to regular season dominance, coming in at number 6 is North Texas SC's regular season title-winning campaign. Eric Quill's squad was dominant from the outset and finished top of the League One standings by 10 points. Paced by Golden Boot winner Ronaldo Damas and assist champion Arturo Rodriguez, North Texas danced their way to a 17-6-5 record, losing just once at Toyota Stadium in 14 regular season matches. Hats off to you, North Texas. What an accomplishment in year 1. The regular season title winners will have 3 new competitors to challenge their crown next season, which brings us to number 5. We welcome 3 new clubs to League One in 2019, launching expansion sides in Miami, New England, and Omaha. Following the initial team announcement in May, Union Omaha SC caught the attention of the soccer world when it revealed its name and crest in October. The crest features a great horned owl, setting the stage for the Battle of the Birds next season between Union Omaha, Forward Madison FC, and Tormenta FC. Keep your eyes on this one in 2020 and choose your bird wisely. Moving on to number 4. Although our teams battle each other week in and week out on the field, the League One community came together to rally around Lucas Coutinho after the Tormenta FC midfielder suffered a head injury in a match in August. From the Assembly Line supporters group to FC Tucson, from Brazilian World Cup winner Rafinha to former Arsenal star Santi Cazorla, people from all over the footballing world offered messages of support for Coutinho as he recovered surrounded by his Tormenta family. In the club's first match following the injury, Coutinho's teammates wore warm-ups donning the message, "Love for Lucas," and dedicated the 1-1 draw to their brother-in-arms. Staying in Statesboro for number 3, 2 League One clubs broke ground on soccer-specific stadiums in their communities in 2019, marking huge milestones for the league in year 1. Tormenta FC and Chattanooga Red Wolves FC began working on their new homes earlier this year, setting both clubs up for big things to come in the near future. Moving on to another major off-field moment for number 2. In August of 2019, the USL extended its partnership with ESPN through the 2022 season, allowing us to bring more incredible plays like Hara's save, N4's bicycle kick, and Pepe's hat trick to fans across the country for the next 3 years. And finally, coming in at number 1, it has to be our inaugural match between Tormenta FC and Greenville Triumph SC on March 29th. The league announced itself in emphatic fashion, with Tormenta earning a dramatic 1-0 win over Greenville in front of a sellout crowd in Statesboro. Alex Morel scored the first goal in league history in the 72nd minute to lift his side to victory. Morel's goal made for a fitting end to League One's first chapter, with its flagship club taking victory in the inaugural match. And that'll do it for the top moments from the 2019 USL League One season. It was a fantastic opening campaign marked with incredible moments both on and off the field. We are looking forward to crowning the league's first champion and creating many more memories in 2020.
Halftime here from Frisco, Texas. North Texas 0, Greenville Triumph 0. Plenty of opportunities for both sides. We just saw 10 of the best plays of the season. Well, these are 3 of the best players throughout USL League One. Of course, Ronaldo Demis getting that Golden Boot, Arturo Rodriguez with the assists, and Dallas J that Golden Glove Award.
I know those guys. I think we've seen them a couple times tonight. Dallas J called to action a couple times. Unfortunately, Demis really hasn't had the opportunities to push the pace up there a little bit, but a worldly talent, 16 goals, and I really like his ability to play with his back to net. Again, they just haven't really given him a lot of opportunities. Changes will be made in second half. Keep an eye on those stats start to pile up.
And of course, there will be a few more teams coming into USL League One next year. Union Omaha, along with New England Revolution 2 and Inter Miami, will come into League One next season.
Another representation of the beautiful expansion of this beauty game, and United States Inter Miami, see if they're getting an opportunity to push in. Union Omaha, that's my hometown, by the way. I don't know if you know
Really?
that.
I did
Nebraska
not.
native, brother.
Oh, let's go.
Teach ya.
Midwest.
I'm going back. Just kidding, I'm staying
All
here
right.
with you.
Oh,
Don't worry.
man, scared me.
Great opportunity for all these clubs to continue the growth of their organizations and, you know, really pipe some young talent in through their systems.
And now we get into the all-league teams and a look at the first team. A few players from this match you're watching tonight. 3 from Greenville and 2 from North Texas.
No surprise, Golden Glove winner Dallas J. And there's a message here for the Greenville boys where you get guys like Dallas J, worldly talent at FC Tucson, gets a chance with John Harkes at FC Cincinnati, doesn't necessarily go his way when they move on, Talon Koch, and then he goes to Phoenix. And what's that going to be like? Not a lot of playing time. He said it was really important that I went somewhere that believed in my talents, gave me a chance to play. That's pretty much the reverberating message. Outside of the young ones from North Texas, guys like Seiler and Pollock, they get another chance up. They're making the most of their opportunities.
And a look at the second team, Alex Mangels, who had the most saves in all of USL League One and is up for goalkeeper of the year. He's the goalkeeper. Then up top, Ricardo Pepe, along with Jordan Jones. Jordan Jones really finished the season well. And Walefi for Chattanooga. He was a staple in that midfield for Chattanooga all season long. So plenty going on around USL League One as we come to the end of this season. But we still have the playoffs and the final day of the regular season and the USL Championship right around the corner. Let's go find out what's going on in the championship.
What this club is trying to do is offer a real sense of community.
But it's all about the process. Make sure you're doing the little things right.
We have a really strong locker room, and everybody really wants to do well for the club.
Good afternoon, faithful. This is a big day. This is a big deal for us. This is a win for the community.
You know, we've been averaging, between, I would say, 10 and 12,000 a game.
And it is a loud, boisterous 10,000, 12,000, and they love us, and we love them just as much. I mean, it's a reciprocal relationship at all times.
We never thought that we would grow this fast.
I have to pinch myself because, it sometimes seems too good to be true, but it's not. It's been pretty unbelievable, and it's been done better than I ever could have dreamt of, to be honest.
This is a club for New Mexico, by New Mexicans.
And I don't think that we're done yet. It's just getting started.
back here to halftime between North Texas and Greenville. Triumph here in the USL League One final. Josh Eastern and Devin Kerr. Well, it was an interesting first half. Greenville maybe a few more opportunities going forward than we thought, but still no score.
I was actually quite surprised at how much possession they were able to hold. The problem was when they went the other direction, they couldn't really get a lot of good chances. North Texas SC, Thomas Roberts. That's the key to your victory right now. Go after the 18-year-old in the midfield, and he is the glue that's going to connect you from the back line to the front. That front three is really where they had trouble getting things going. So how do we start this thing off? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the home squad. It's Greenville Triumph. This is an outside run from Tyler Pollock, the left back, coming back in. And watch him just try and slip this away. This is where you can't let your emotions get the best of you. Cup final, bit too much going in your way. The ambition was the good idea. The problem was the execution was lacking. Be smart, simple. Tuck this away, make it 1-0. Let's continue to apply pressure. Instead, this comes the other direction. It's a quality challenge by Callum Montgomery on the back end, but it's their ability to keep the big bodies up. Watch as this recycles itself all the way back around. They hold good shape. Quick little look up far post. Golden Glove winner. Enter Dallas Shea. Beautiful save on the back post. And he was called to arms, 2-3 times. Thought he did a really good job of answering those questions that were asked of him. Most of them from distance. We'll show you the beautiful free kick in a minute. Now, let's go back the other direction. And it's on a counterattack. The problem is they didn't get it. They couldn't push numbers forward. So then they come back again. Now you get a chance for North Texas. We knew that it was going to be Arturo Rodriguez. Beautiful strike from distance. You get a little help here from Dallas J, but he'll take it any way he can get it.
And a look at the first half stats as well. North Texas with more of the possession as we thought would happen. But the shots, they're pretty even both ways. And as we get into this second half, this is really anybody's game.
It's going to heat up. And keep an eye on Greenville Triumph specifically because they were able to hold serve. But as this game evolves, they always say the first half is for the players, the second half is for the managers. Eric Quill, John Hartz, they know that there's an onslaught of chances coming their way. The question is how are you going to handle it? Can you maintain that defensive pressure if you're Greenville and then go the other direction? They showed at the tail end of the first half, no. North Texas SC starting to grow, but again, they got to get their playmakers on the ball.
Plenty of weapons on both sides that either manager could go to here in this second half. Richard Donso back in the lineup. He's on the bench tonight for North Texas, a bright young star for North Texas Soccer Club. On the other side, Cameron Saul, he didn't get the start tonight, so he could be an integral part of this second half should he see the field as we move on here tonight. And now Kelsey is standing by with John Harks.
Coach, your side came out really strong to start the first half, and he created a few really big chances. What do you guys need to do in the next 45 minutes to raise that trophy?
I think it's just finding a balance, a little bit of when to keep the ball, when to draw them out, and see if we can interpret a little bit more space through the midfield. I think we've had some success, getting the ball wide early and allowing our players to run at them and backpedal. And then we just got to execute. We were unlucky not to finish our chances, but I'm proud of the guys. They've done well. We got to make sure we keep that disciplined second half because they're a good team.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good. Josh, Devin, back to you guys.
Oh, thank you very much, Kelsey. And we are just about set to start this second half from Frisco. The teams will switch ends. It's now North Texas going left to right, Greenville going right to left. 45 minutes. Will we find a champion or will we need more? Demis stands over it. John Freeman blows his whistle. Underway here in the second half of this USL League One final. No score to split the sides in the first half. We'll see what we get here in this second 45 minutes. That's really when North Texas turned it on last week. But one of the messages that North Texas and Eric Quill, along with Breck Evans, would tell this side is, how do you want to be remembered? Nobody remembers second place. Plenty remember the champions, and especially the inaugural champions. It looks like an early free kick here for Greenville. North Texas trying to turn this attack on. The 3 first half shots are tied for the fewest they've had in a home game this season. The other time was last week against Madison. Had at least 4 in every home game of the regular season. So a very potent attack, but if there's one defense that knows how to stop that attack, it's this Greenville side.
Well, just remember, though, that although it was a slow start, how'd that game finish out? They won 2-0. So just remember, this is a sleeping dragon you don't always want to poke, and they can lay dormant for quite some time, but the moment you give them one little look, they're off and running. This is one of those chances. Greenville, go and pose your will early on in the first half.
Played short, and it's a giveaway. Here's Ronaldo Demis looking upfield. Beautifully timed tackle. Now it's back the other way for Greenville. Donnelly poked away by Breck Evans.
And that was eerily similar, as I mentioned, to what we saw in the first half. They come out early, and now you're trying to do the same thing in the second. Really admired John Hark's ability to go after this team, because it would be a lot simpler to sit back as deep as possible and then try and counteract it. Opening 20, 25 minutes, that wasn't the case. They were the aggressors, constantly pushing the tempo and really challenging this young back line.
Now a throw in for Polak. This near side now for Greenville, going right to left. Center it here, looking for Walker. Here's Roberts. You said need to get on the ball a little bit more. There is a foul by Evan Lee, slowing that attack. I think he knew what he was doing there.
Shocked he doesn't end up in the book on this one. And we've given you a glimpse into all the experience. This is the same thing coming out of Evan Lee, fourth-year pro, Ohio Wesleyan, battling Bishop boy, that just understood there was a counterattack about to happen. Little professional foul. And allow his boys to get set behind the ball.
Now Evans, looking for Romero. Going back to that game against Madison, Eric Quill said in the second half they were more of themselves and they moved the ball faster. That's what allowed them to really find some success in that second 45 minutes. Let's see what they can do here tonight.
That's got to be the biggest key right now. It isn't necessarily the fact that they're getting outplayed. It's their lack of decision making, especially in terms of rapidity. Just speed this game up a little bit. And that doesn't mean that you have to go Mach 1 with your hair on fire, pushing the ball all the way down the field. But your ability to just dictate your own terms. One touch play, two touch play. Stay away from that. All you want is a single touch and then you move on. If you have to hold up your decision making every now and then, that's okay. The problem is in the first half, opening 45, what they did, touch, 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 then play. They weren't looking at their surroundings saying, okay, if we shift here, I can immediately play a ball over there. They were reacting, and that's not a good look.
Now Klaus waits to put this back in play. Short here for Aaron Walker. Seems like almost all of their set piece opportunities have gone short here for Greenville. Evans through the middle. And for Roberts, and now he's able to play it wide for Reynolds. Demis is on the other flank. Reynolds now will have to turn back. Slipped inside for Romero again, and this one is ushered out of play for a goal kick.
This is much better out of North Texas. Notice how quickly they start to play in between the lines, where you get the rotation in the middle, ball down in, and then they're off to the races, and they don't get the finished product and turn the ball whipped across to Demis, who's in the trailing run. But that's the decision making that I'm talking about, where the opportunities are there. You just have to click a little bit faster. Well done.
Now Reynolds, and you take a look at those second half goals. My goodness, almost double the amount for North Texas. That includes postseason goals, although both teams did score goals in the second half in their respective semifinal matches. Jay is able to come off his line and scoop that up here for Greenville. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce the championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL. At least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
You enjoy ESPN Plus?
I do very much.
I think it's ruined my life, the amount of content, and all I do is watch.
Right ahead for Demis, comes all the way through. It's still here for North Texas. Arturo Rodriguez looking for Roberts. Rodriguez gets it back to his right foot, and just a little bit wide. Rodriguez, boy, he can find those tight windows. Pardon me, that was Almaguer. So close there for North Texas.
Well done, Almaguer. Look at 3 boys just having a little fun. Little walkabout on Sunday. Quick little touch in, release to the far post. Dallas trying to come all the way back across. And Rodriguez understanding exactly where they're going to go here. And that's some of the scouting that you have to be careful of if you're Greenville, where you have to account for the overlapping runners. That's the ESPN Plus stuff I'm talking about.
There you go.
You go watch tape, you track back in, sit down on the couch. And that was my reference of how it's ruined my life, where we have the opportunity now at our fingertips to just get our hands on so much content. Watch games and guys like this.
And wide for Arturo Rodriguez again. Boy, he's starting to grow into this game. Rodriguez, set up there by Politz. Seiler comes away. Rodriguez wins it back. They keep it in play. Here's Almaguer for Roberts. Flipping into this near side, Gomez, but it falls right for Reynolds. Into the middle for Demis! It's blocked away by Lee. And finally cleared away, able to relieve some pressure. Nearly opened up there for the Golden Boot winner in USL League One. He has not scored a goal since he scored that hat trick against the Richmond Kickers on September 10th. It's been nearly over a month. I feel like he's just itching to get back on the score sheet. During that stretch, he scored 6 goals in a span of 3 matches, which concluded with that hat trick against Richmond. But a brace against Orlando City B as well, that road win. Bermudez looks to carry it forward. Mohammed is calling for it on this near side. Evans is all the way out. Might have gotten screened off there by the referee. Bermudez for Polak. For Bermudez, able to get by Reynolds. Left-footed cross towards the back post. Nobody there in a white jersey. Now Arturo Rodriguez will look upfield.
This is a good look at the shape that we made reference to in terms of Greenville Triumph. Carlos Gomez stepping up next to J.J. Donnelly, trying to flatten things out here a little bit and make it a bit more difficult to play through. And there's a good look. You got about 10-yard gaps in between the separations of units. How about Gomez, by the way? 17 touches in the first half. That's not a lot. Now, he's very efficient on the ball. But for one of the more talented playmakers on this team, much like the conversation about Thomas Roberts from North Texas, really like to see him get involved more in the run of play, but he's got to take it upon himself. When you drop down into that 4-4-2 block, let's switch back over and then venture out a little bit. Come over to the far side, tuck yourself down in deeper, and try and play out here a little bit, because you're going to start creating more and more opportunities for North Texas just like that. They have no problem right now. They understand that once they've started to pick this up a little bit, it has been much easier to break this team down.
Now Greenville back the other way. It's Bermudez again, finding the open space, but quickly taken away by Arturo Rodriguez. Now for Roberts. Donnelly barrels over him. back in play with Roberts. Long switch of field here for Gomez. Through the middle, here's Arturo Rodriguez for Roberts. There's Almaguer. Looking for space on this near side, it's Reynolds. Flipping it into the middle, looking for Demis. Oh, that would have been special. An acrobatic attempt, but just over the bar and out for a goal kick.
Haitian Youth International trying to go full money on everybody right now. How about this ball played back across? Really well done, and this is the stretching that I'm talking about. We go diagonal one way and then vertical the other. Could he attack this with his head? I don't mind him pulling up in this manner whatsoever. There's big bodies on that back line for Greenville, so he just allows this play to develop in front of him. And notice, here comes the press again.
Demis back in his favorite number 9 position for North Texas. Eric Quill kind of had to move some pieces around with him and Ricardo Pepi, but Ricardo Pepi now with the U17 United States side getting ready for the World Cup. He actually scored a goal today in a World Cup tune-up against Brazil. Ricardo Pepi did, of course, scoring those 2 goals last week. Ronaldo Demis, he really picked up where Ricardo Pepi left off after he was signed by FC Dallas. Wasn't in the lineup as regularly as he was earlier on in the season. Scored that hat trick to start the season against Chattanooga. Really a special talent. Here's Demis. For Romero. Giveaway as Walker looks for Donnelly. Now Gomez able to come away with it. Romero, who hasn't had nearly as many opportunities as he did last week. Zobek gets some pressure from Gomez. Montgomery has to clear. But Seiler now charging through the middle. A good turn by Gomez. Still on the ball. Playing it wide now. Mohamed will try to curl one. Out for a goal kick.
Something they've showed us over the 60 minutes of this match, North Texas is accounting for the extra runner coming from an unnatural spot. Cole Seiler stepping off the back line, making his way through the midfield, and they're just not exactly sure who they're supposed to mark. That's just experience and having an understanding of a different system than what they're set up in. Because right now, they're just marking the 2 boys up top, JJ Donnelly and Carlos Gomez. They're coming flat in their shape, but they're counteracting each other. There's a good look where Donnelly has no problem dropping back in. But what happens when the next wave comes and it's not in the likes of Aaron Walker coming out of the middle? It's someone from the back line who steps there. They're just not sure.
There's Gomez again, looking for Demis. Trying to play dummy there. Deflecting around, the shot coming, and it's in! The opening goal for North Texas. It's Arturo Rodriguez. And what a moment for North Texas. Now could that be the moment right on the hour mark to give them the title?
Immediately all the way to the other side of this stadium to get with the supporter section. This is a beautiful finish in so many different ways. We asked for more rotation, we asked for higher intensity, better decision making. All of it is on full display right now for North Texas, especially from the finish from their boy up top, Arturo Rodriguez. One of the guys that everybody felt within this organization was getting the passing of the torch. He's the one who plays the ball down in. Now there's the overlapping run. We talked about outside backs. Jonathan Gomez getting really high, and it's a misplayed ball coming out of the back. You cannot give this team second chance opportunities that are gifted on the doorstep. Now they had a quality buildup, but Greenville had an opportunity to relieve some pressure. They get it wrong. Arturo Rodriguez gets everything right.
So the 8th goal of the season for Arturo Rodriguez. It's 7 goals and 10 assists coming into tonight. The assist champion in USL League One, but that time he provides that big moment here for North Texas. It was all set up there by Ronaldo Demis. It took a few deflections, so unsure who the assist will go to in the end officially. It was all started there by Ronaldo Demis, and now 30 minutes to go, and can Greenville find a response?
It's something you always preach as a coach for both squads, whether you're the goal-scoring team or the team that's just fallen behind, is they always say next 5 minutes. What's the intensity like coming out? It's something when you're coming out of the dressing room at the start of the game or just after halftime, you want to go after them.
Mohamed getting into the box. Took a deflection for Gomez, who tried a strike that was blocked. Now for Seiler and Klaus. Slow probe here by Greenville. Mohamed taken away by Jata, and he's looking upfield, looking for Demis, but Jay having to come way off his line to save the day for Greenville. When North Texas is able to score that first goal, boy, does that really change things. You count that one playoff game, 16-1-1 when they score that first goal. The best team in USL League One when they do so. Their only loss was to Madison back in June. And on the other side, Greenville, just that one win coming from behind. Let's see what they have here tonight as Donnelly puts this out of play.
We wanted to give all the credit in the world to North Texas and that offensive unit. I mean, how many times? Let's pump this tempo. Let's knock some goals in the back of the net. And this is a team that had only been shut out coming into this match 5 times. You and I were talking about it, how they are consistently finding ways, not even to reinvent themselves, but continue to push numbers forward. And tonight's a great representation of that, where the opening 45 minutes doesn't necessarily go their way, but they find a way in the second half, just outside of 15 minutes, to put one in the back. And those 5 times, twice came from this Greenville squad. So they were accustomed to shutting this team out, just haven't been able to do it. So now how do you come back into this going down a goal on the road?
Here's Seiler into the middle, opportunity presenting itself for Gomez, and it's saved by Zobek. Well, the opportunity was there again for Greenville, and at the end of the night, boy, they could look back on numerous occasions where they have had chances to score goals.
We asked for more out of the Spaniard in that playmaking position. He does a good job to allow this pressure to move to the far side and watch him just drift back. That's a really well-read play by Carlos Gomez. He doesn't go into traffic. He comes all the way back. He knows where the space is going to open up, and he's just leaning back on the tail end of this ball. That escapes his form and just doesn't get enough power to put this into the bottom corner.
Foul looks like coming there on Paul Klaus. Well, now you think about what is left on the bench here for Greenville. There's like Cameron Saul, Dominic Boland could get in positive areas. Travis Ward, Edmundo Robinson. We'll see what the decision is here from John Harkes in the last 25 minutes, as they have to find a goal to at least force extra time.
With all due respect, I'm finding a way to get Cameron Saul on the field. Omar Mohamed has just not provided enough of a balance, because we've seen some glimpses out of Bermudez on the right side. Now, can you find a way to counteract it and keep this team second guessing? That's one of the issues they're having offensively, is they become one-dimensional. Now, they're rotating as you see Bermudez come over to the left, but the problem is they know that he's really the only one in terms of outside midfielders that's having an impact, and you have to find a way to give a 1-2 punch. They're too predictable right now.
Walker, and he fouls, or he gets fouled there, pardon me, by Thomas Roberts. Now a throw in here for North Texas, as they'll be able to slow things down. But this 2019 season was just the start for USL League One. USL League One has announced the additions of Union Omaha, as well as affiliated sides for both the New England Revolution and Inter Miami CF. Continue to follow the latest news for America's newest professional league during the offseason, as USL League One builds off a successful inaugural season and heads towards 2020. Keep up to date at USLLeague1.com. feel the sense of urgency starting to rise here for Greenville. Almost taken away there by Demis. Jay had to be alert to it. See his confidence really growing as this second half has started. Mohamed able to shake free of Breck Evans along with Jata. Here's Mohamed against Gomez. Slipping it inside for Gomez, going for goal just wide. Another opportunity was there for Greenville. And once again, unable to find the finishing product.
It's a good ball in back behind the line. Is he offside here? That's pretty close. I tell you what, drifts on that back post just enough, but unfortunately couldn't finish things off. And we've got Kelsey Steele joining us on the sideline. Kelsey, what are you seeing?
Now a corner kick, it looks like, upcoming here for Greenville after that shot was deflected. Looks like this is Gomez standing over it. Can he provide the service needed? 22 minutes to go. John Freeman will have a word here with Alfousseni Jata there at the back post. And then Cole Seiler. Gomez, the in-swinger, lifted towards that back post. A lot of bodies there. Zobek was there to punch it away. It's Mohamed for Walker. Going back into the middle, deflected cross. Mohamed will look to get it back. He goes down. Play continues. Tyler Polak getting forward from his left back position. Wide for Gomez again. Now Walker, he'll go for goal, a low drive, and just wide. Zobek, knowing where he was, able to let that go out for a goal kick. Here is the first sub of the night. It comes for North Texas. It is Tanner Tessman to come on, and Alfousseni Jata will make way. Picked up a yellow card in the first half, Jata did. So Tessman will come on. He's played a decent amount here this season for North Texas.
This is a bit anticipatory by Eric Quill. Gives you fresh legs in the middle of the field. Jata covered a lot of ground, especially as much as they were pushing the shape and the outside backs. He had to help out on the back line, dropping in between the two center backs that were left back there all alone. Did a great job at doing it, but also the yellow card that you mentioned. You have to be careful. Last thing you want is to go down to 10 men with just 20 minutes to go. This is well executed by the manager.
Played wide for Gomez. Can North Texas find a second goal? Cross comes into the middle, headed away by Polak. Now here's Reynolds. Another cross in, nobody was there. Everybody had to get back to an onside position, and Jay will distribute quickly. Polak looking to send it forward. For Tanner Tessman, his first touch of the match. It's a giveaway here to Evan Lee.
Josh noticed how much in the second half that those 50-50 balls are really starting to go the way of the home squad. That was something that Greenville had the advantage on in the first half, and we just talked about whether or not they would be able to go after this team when they did win those challenges, and that wasn't the case. And now they're starting to rue the fact that they couldn't get out in front, playing from behind on the road. You can hear the supporters groups really getting into this, and that hostile environment is not a fun one to be in, especially when you hit that 10-15 minute mark. Mentally, you're already tired. I mean, this is a game that is mental attrition at its best. But when you're going to war, your legs start to cramp up. You have to really dig down deep and see what's left in the tank.
Now Bermudez, he scored some big goals, as we've mentioned, this season. Can he find another here? Bermudez again. He'll go for goal in this one. Go into the Dallas Beer Guardians behind the goal. And now let's send it down to Kelsey Steele, who is more on Oscar Romero.
Yeah, guys, you talk about guys who you want in your system, and one of these guys is Oscar Romero. He's got a lot of time in now, but he didn't always. At one point in the season, he wasn't even playing, and it came to the point where Eric Quill just had to sit down and, you know, say, I need to change your mentality, and if you want a future with this program, we've got to make some changes. And Oscar responded, and man, he responded in big ways. And you talk about how big of a role he plays with this team. He has just provided such a force on this pitch. And you talk to a lot of the players, and I've got the chance to this past week, they have nothing but great things to say about Oscar. In fact, they say if there's anybody on the team that they're afraid to go up against, it's Oscar. So it shows that not only has he gained the respect of his coach, but he has the respect of his peers. And when it comes to playing on the pitch and showing your worth, my goodness, Oscar Romero has done that.
Thank you very much, Kelsey. A very big player down the stretch of this season for North Texas. Scored a brace against Tucson the last day of the season. And Eric Quill said it was a very important game for this North Texas side to gain some momentum coming into the playoffs. Still haven't seen that sub that we might be expecting here for Greenville. Cameron Saul still on the bench. Seiler trying to keep this in play, and he's not able to do so. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. We'll get the sub coming for Greenville. Will be Dominic Boland to come on. Chris Bermudez plays about 75 minutes tonight, and his game, and I guess you could say his season, is over here for Greenville. Dominic Boland a goal and 4 assists. He provide something in a wide position here for Greenville.
Josh, you just wonder with the switch if Cameron Saul picked something up in training that maybe last minute is affecting the decision-making of John Harkes. And we're not disagreeing with the sub. Obviously, Dominic Boland is a massive talent, but with Cameron Saul, a guy who's regularly been featuring in the starting 11 recently, including the semifinal, how he doesn't make his way onto the pitch when he's such an impactful figure just makes you turn your head a bit.
Here's Politz. See that goal scored by North Texas, the first goal they've scored against Greenville at home this season, as Zobek comes off his line. This North Texas side coming into the playoffs, it's interesting, they had just a 4-4-2 record against the other playoff teams, that including conceding 4 goals to each of the other playoff teams. So far they've yet to concede through about 2 matches.
He's had a busy night, hasn't he? Massive amount of movement out on the far side, and just the trailing knee catches the bottom end of the tailbone. Little stinger, you know, walk it off. Oscar Romero has been very, very active on this right side, trying to find a way to maintain that relationship with Brian Reynolds. But once the midfield became more active, could he then link up with Thomas Ramets and Almaguer? They've done a really good job in the second half of connecting the dots. And it's all about really extending this game up. And I talked to you about how you wanted the midfield three to drop back, really bait them in a little bit, but also attack the wings. That's what they're doing.
Here's Arturo Rodriguez, the goal scorer for North Texas. An early battle there with Don Boland. And we'll go back to Greenville. 13 minutes left. Can they find that equalizing goal to at least force extra time?
Josh, let's go a little bit deeper into that in terms of North Texas SC in the area that they're attacking. So they've bypassed the middle a little bit, just in terms of the direct run of play, getting some quality buildup. And we have the luxury of, say, technology, if you will, where they basically take the field and statistically break it down into thirds. You've got the left flank, your central locations, and the right. And the way that North Texas SC is pumping this ball right now, 38% on the right, 42 on the left. You do the quick math, it's right around 19% left over. 19-20%
coming through, it's punched away, and Gomez couldn't quite keep it in. It was Mohammed on the doorstep again, as Zobek made another massive save. Another one for Zobek.
Greenville taking offense to the fact that we're talking all about North Texas right as we're finishing things off, and they basically employed the same thing. Tell me this isn't the trailing run you saw in the first half by North Texas SC that just missed on the far post. The quick little ball back across. That is where they need to start to pick this up a little bit, where, okay, you've shown your cards the fact that you're going to try and penetrate certain areas, and that hasn't worked out. You're outside 10 minutes to go, you're down a goal. You need to start to evolve throughout this match, and that's one way that they can go after it.
Well, Politz will look forward again. Gomez, who said he likes to play a little bit more in the middle. Sent forward looking for Donnelly, laid off, the shot coming, and it's just wide. Oh, it seems like Greenville have just been peppering the outside parts and Kyle Zobek tonight. They've not been able to find the back of the net. Here comes that sub that we thought might come. It's Cameron Saul to come on for Paul Klaus.
Number 11, Cameron Saul. Leading the game is number 6, Paul Klaus.
Second sub. Looks like we'll get one for North Texas as well. Richard Donso, he will come on while Oscar Romero, his race is run. Donso comes on, and this is a player that North Texas and the whole FC Dallas system really feels confident about moving forward.
Richard Donso, leading the game is number 7.
Really good 1v1 player for Eric Quill. And Quill said Donso has been getting better at light speed throughout this season. Came on about midway through. Now he'll look to close things out. He's missed the past few weeks. He's had an illness, and there's a giveaway. It's Arturo Rodriguez in the middle, trying to put this one on ice. He commits the foul. Boland looking upfield again. Looking for Donnelly. Montgomery was there. Deflection here for Greenville. Breck Evans was alert to it. Cameron Saul, his first play here since coming on. Dominic Boland, who came on just a few minutes ago, previously played for Asheville City Soccer Club, who were actually welcomed into USL League 2 this week. So growing USL League 2 as well as USL League 1 here with some expansion sides. Or new clubs, I guess you could say. Long switch if you're looking for Gomez. out of play it goes. About 8.5 minutes left plus stoppage time. Can Greenville find that equalizing goal, or will North Texas take home the double?
The way that they've started to play chess a little bit here. Dominic Bolin coming on. Staying on the far side. There's a good look at Cameron Saul, who's playing up top next to JJ Donnelly. Now expect Carlos Gomez to start to drop a bit deeper. And I don't mind this look, actually, because it gives you the fresh legs, nice pace up top. You can already see them starting to extend the game a little bit, where that direct route, especially with just inside 10 minutes to go, you want to put it down and still play. But Cameron Saul has a massive amount of speed. You combine that with the height off JJ Donnelly, it's a nice 1-2 punch.
We mentioned Boland. He also played for Asheville City, but so did Cameron Saul. 2 seasons with Asheville City, the NPSL. We're now in USL League 2, as we mentioned. Mohamed, good challenge there by Donso. Now he's looking upfield. He's pushed off the ball by Evan Lee. Awaiting one final substitution for Greenville coming here at the next possible moment. Here's Donso. Now it's Gomez looking to play it wide for Rodriguez, and North Texas, I'm sure, content to take some time on the ball here. Donso, he doesn't think so. He wants a goal. To distribute quickly, looking for Donnelly. It's cut out by Evans. Played down this near side. Reynolds looks like he has the speed to catch up with it. Demis is in the middle. Deflects back. Dallas J will collect it for Greenville. Mohamed, across in, comes all the way through. It bounced around a few bodies. It's still here, driven in and cleared away by Tanner Tessman. Looks like a player down for Greenville. He is out of play, so we'll see if play continues, and it looks like it will here for Greenville. Walker playing through the middle. Saul was not able to keep possession. Boland has it deflect. Will stay in play, so no corner kick. Now it deflects out for a North Texas throw-in.
Well done. We'll get there.
It's only taken 85 minutes. That's 2 subs coming on. Edmundo Robinson, along with Cesar Murillo.
Looked like, just on the backside of things, Omar Mohamed was actually the one down for Greenville. Much better second half from Mohamed on the outside wing, and I would imagine with Robinson coming on that will be who will be exiting, especially with John Harkes looking to see if he can chase this thing just in 5 minutes to go. And I was impressed with Roberts. Thought he turned it up here in the second half, and Murillo will now get a chance to come in, slide him into the middle, possibly, but most likely they'll tuck him back a bit deeper and push numbers into the middle. And still, looks like Greenville's gonna hold that sub. Interesting move here, wondering if they might be able to get a bit more on the far side. It's not Mohamed, which is down, so that's nice to see. He was the one who was grabbing his calf just moments ago, but the referee, John Freeman, just allowing them to check on their fallen player.
And now we send it down to Kelsey Steele, who is more on the field.
Hey guys, a message from John Harkes on the sideline right now. He's just telling his guys to move, stay active, stay agile. This is where you start to tighten up and you're tired, and he's just really, really encouraging his guys and just telling them, move, we got this.
Thank you very much, Kelsey, as Politz walks off, and I'm sure John Harkes trying to figure things out here in the last few minutes. So no sub on yet for Greenville. They're still holding that third and final sub. Here's Evan Lee. Switch of play for Omar Mohamed. He's dancing on the ball, trying to play through. Falls for Donnelly, going for goal! Another save by Zobek! What more can you ask for from your goalkeeper? What a performance tonight in between the sticks. Now a corner kick here for Greenville. It's Gomez again. So Edmundo Robinson did just come on. Omar Mohamed, he is finished. Towards the back post, punched away at the top of the box. Going for a goal again and right at Zobek. You talk about potential man of the match. His name has to be one of the opportunity or one of the choices tonight.
We have a substitution for Greenville in the 88th minute. Entering the game is number 31, Edmundo Robinson. Leaving the game is number 18, Omar Mohamed.
That's a top-notch save from Kyle Zobek, and he's going to be called to order a couple times here. Watch this thing really opening up. Loads of white bodies running in. Look at all the jerseys. Now you got to stack the numbers. All bets are off. You've probably got 2 or 3 minutes of added extra time here that's going to come on. Outside of that, you got to push bodies forward and see if you can at least get a half a chance. They have not had a lot here in the second half. If you give up another one, it's okay. I mean, it's the end of the game. You've got to go find a way to get an equalizer.
And there's a slip by Polak. Demis trying to put this one away. The Golden Boot winner going for goal, and it's saved by the Golden Glove winner. Nearly opened up, but Aaron Walker was tracking back. Well, that would have been a tough way for this to go to 2-0. Remains just a 1-goal difference. Edmundo Robinson, newly inserted. Can he get to the end line? His cross, nowhere near anybody, out of play. We've talked so much about Greenville's back line and how good they have been with 14 clean sheets, but North Texas might be overshadowed a little bit because of how good their attack is, but they have 13 clean sheets on the season. As we get into stoppage time, it will be 4 minutes of additional time. Over the top again, a lot of white jerseys now charging forward. Nothing else to do here for Greenville but that. Donso comes in the middle here for Demis. Here's Gomez. Now coming forward. Taken away by Politz, and now it's Polak. Time running thin. Is there a stoppage time equalizer in the cards tonight? Here's Donnelly. His cross out of play. I feel like there's maybe 1 or 2 chances left for Greenville tonight.
You know, this game plan just got away from them a little bit. Still plenty of time to get back in it. This is going to be launched down the field. Zobek will take his time. John Harkes, just an innocent bystander right now, asking his boys, just stay here. Go up, win your challenge, conversation with the 4th official, and see if you can win the second ball, play off of each other. This is where you really have to trust everything that's gone on all season long. This isn't about the 90 minutes. This is about everything you've worked for each and every match. And you've got 2.5 minutes to prove yourself.
There's a handball, so now a free kick opportunity for Greenville. Now, do they want to send this into the box? They haven't really done so much tonight, but this might be the opportunity to do so. Well, they won't do it. They'll play it short. Polak will get it right back. He'll come forward a few yards, send it towards the back post area. Tespin was up to clear it away. And it's out for a throw-in. Midway through the minimum of 4 minutes. Another cross into the box, headed away by Breck Evans. Politz trying to keep it alive. And it will be a foul going against Cole Seiler, back to North Texas. .90 seconds left. Zobek, who has played such a big part of this match tonight, will put it back in play. He was drafted by FC Dallas in 2013. He rejoined FC Dallas in 2018 after some time with the New York Cosmos. Boy, he might have played a massive part in winning a USL League One title tonight for North Texas. Demis goes to ground, and he will go into the book. A yellow card for the Haitian international. Played wide for Robinson. That take a deflection off of Donso, and it did. A throw in here for Greenville.
That's an opportunity I would have liked to him step on the ball and allow some guys to get into the box. You haven't been able to break this stout defense down all night long. Play direct here.
Coming in, it's cleared away by Tessman. About 30 seconds to go. Boland, a low drive, takes a deflection. Zobek will keep it in play. 30 seconds to go. Now just waiting for the final whistle. When will it come? We're through the minimum of 4 minutes. Waiting for the throw in here from Reynolds. All eyes on John Freeman. Demis, and there's the final whistle. North Texas Soccer Club, #1 in League One. USL League One champions in 2019. Celebration ensues here in Frisco. Handshakes between everybody. A celebratory mood for the home side tonight. And really from match day 1 until the end of the season, they were #1. The deserved champions in the end. They won the regular season, and now they win the playoffs. What a season for Eric Quill and this North Texas Soccer Club.
USL League One trophy ceremony will take place facing the West Stands, followed by a celebration in the Hall of Fame. If you would like to move to the West Stands, please do so at this time.
the medals being passed out. The trophy presentation will come here in just a few moments. But this is definitely something to be proud of, and obviously a tough end here for Greenville Triumph and John Harkes' side. You can see the disappointment on their faces. What a great season, a great first season as he'll bring his team together. One final message, but for Eric Quill's side, I mentioned a moment ago, they led from match day 1 until the end. They won their first 5 games, and now they win their last. Only one team can say that as we go to the highlights from this match. Plenty of opportunities throughout, and it started here in this first half. A good opportunity would come for Arturo Rodriguez.
Always fun to watch this young man get going in the offensive attack, and they were really lacking a presence. So could it come from a set piece opportunity? Yes, it would. But a beautiful save from Dallas J on that backside. He really led from the back line moving forward. Is quite impressed with his performance. And could you now turn it up in the second half? We said the changes would come, and it was their ability to play off of each other. First touch, second touch, third. They started to open things up. Lovely rotation here, trying to pick out the far post. Just can't get it, but you could feel it. This team was growing into this match. They got better every time they were on the ball. Almaguer got involved. The side-to-side movements, they really started to stretch this match. Brian Reynolds thought there were some individual brains coming out of Demis up top. Wasn't the case. But again, they were showing a multitude of looks. That was something that Greenville really struggled with in this match. Was they came out, they said, okay, here's what we're going to do. And they showed everything in terms of their game plan right away. North Texas did not. Watch this build-up. Arturo Rodriguez, beautiful little turn in the middle of the field, and he plays it down in, but it's not done. Watch him creep back into your picture here, and yes, it's a poor clearance by Greenville, but it's his ability to follow the play and just step in through this ball. He doesn't lean back, doesn't put too much power on it. He trusts his form. We talk about training ground stuff. This is executed perfectly. Watch him lean over this. Bottom corner. Thank you very much. They're off and running. 1-0 North Texas.
So Arturo Rodriguez scoring his 8th goal on this season, and that would eventually be enough to win the match for North Texas Soccer Club. Going straight over to the fans, we take a look at the final stats. Wow, Greenville doubled the shots of North Texas, but it only really matters what you put on the score sheet, and just 1 goal for North Texas. In Greenville, they had plenty of opportunities but couldn't find their moment.
It always takes a mountain, right? You got to move the mountain to get over it, and then they say it takes a village in order to do that, and that's what North Texas exhibited tonight. They showed you that they were more than capable of going out and really figuring out their game plan, and it had to evolve. And we used that word a couple times tonight, but what was going to happen when they started to give a different look? You know, so, okay, you're going to sit back and you're going to throw some numbers at me. Well, how do you counterpunch that? I like to make the analogy that this is like a boxing match where, okay, let's jab a little bit, you're going to come inside, and then we're going to rotate back out. That literally happened in this match. And for all of the credit that we gave to North Texas on the offensive side of things, kudos to the defensive shape, because this is a team coming in, and you talked about it about 65th, 70th minute. Hey, how about us and what we're able to do on the defensive side of the ball? Kyle Zobek, high season saves, 5. He made 7 tonight.
Yeah,
so that's
massive.
a season high. That's a big move from your goalkeeper. And again, they got some shape going forward, but second most goals given up in terms of positive side of things. That's North Texas SC. How about shutouts? Second right there as well. This is a team that for everything offensively, they really did a good job on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
Yeah, and just the full season. And we were mentioning it. They led basically from match day 1 until the very end, and I think deserved champions in the end.
Something for me, though, that sticks out for Greenville, because I want to pay them a little credit
Absolutely.
here, is notice John Harkes. John Harkes, when we talked to him, he was all about growth for this game and this organization, and you saw that tonight. They came out and they were not worried whatsoever. They said, oh, you think we're going to sit back? We're going to run at you guys. And I was really impressed by that. The problem is they couldn't morph, and that's okay. But in that conversation, he talked about the opportunity. And this isn't just right now. It's not just this 90 minutes. It's growing this organization. They got that from their first win this year. You saw them grow throughout the year. And this is a band of brothers that are going to be heartbroken by this loss, but they will not be down and out. Dallas J, everybody they have on the back line, Pulitz, Seiler, they've been through this before in terms of experience, and we thought that might lead them to victory. They fell short, but they're going to get right back at it. They're a very talented group of individuals. Can't wait to see what they do next year.
Absolutely, and John Harkes said it. He said, we already won. We got to a final in our first season. A lot of these FC Dallas players and FC Dallas Academy players, they've been playing together for a while, but this Greenville Triumph side, they came together at the beginning of the season and they ended up in the final. Pretty special season for this Greenville Triumph side. As you can see, the celebration ensuing here for North Texas. We're waiting on their trophy presentation. And boy, have they earned this season. A spectacular season all year long, and everybody will get the medals and then they'll lift the trophy in the end. A special season coming to a close, but definitely something that they can remember this season from, with this hardware in the end.
How top quality are the shirts? We are the one.
We are the one.
That's
absolutely.
a pun you could play into so many different ways. But a team that, you know, coming into 2019, what were they going to be? Were they going to be the young ones that really couldn't get it together? Now, if you're just getting involved in League One or the academy levels, FC Dallas Academy is something that's really highly regarded upon. That their ability to pump talent through their organization and funnel it into their other ranks. North Texas SC was going to have a blend of that. And it's similar to some teams that experience it within the USL championship level in the likes of Philadelphia Union and Bethlehem Steel. And you've seen some moderate success there. But could they be the team to take that next step? They've answered that emphatically, where they don't care if they're 16 years old. They don't care if it's guys coming from FC Dallas on loan that are 26 years old. They pushed so many numbers, 30, 40 plus players under the sheet on a regular basis, and yet you still end up with this beautiful finished product.
And a great example that Eric Will has talked about this season was Brandon Cervania, really using North Texas Soccer Club as really a springboard to put him onto the U20 World Cup side, and that springboarded him to playing a major part with FC Dallas. Unfortunately, their season came to a close today in Seattle, but really, I think this is something to be proud of, that they can really get this academy and they can build it all the way up, as Greenville now coming onto the stage to accept their second place medals, as now we'll send it down to the field for the trophy presentation.
The finalist award is presented by Senior Vice President of League One, Stephen Short. Thank you all for a hard-fought match and an incredible season. Let's hear it one more time for Greenville Triumph. All right, and before we get to your champions tonight, we're going to pay recognition to your League One final MVP, Arturo Rodriguez. Now please join me in welcoming your 2019 first ever USL League One final title winners, North Texas. the trophy raise, a quick word from our Senior Vice President, Stephen Short.
First of all, thank everyone for coming out tonight. What a tremendous audience and a great atmosphere for our first League One final. Please give yourself a round of applause. The guys behind me put together a phenomenal first season in the league, and I'd love to congratulate you, North Texas FC and the Hunt family. You guys are at the top of the table for the majority of the season with leaders, and it's exciting to watch you. How many highlights the league have from you? How many people around the world are watching your matches on ESPN Plus and on YouTube internationally? But the fun part is, you had an assist leader, you had a golden boot, now we have another piece of hardware to give you.
Your USL League One final champions!
Well, a celebratory mood there in Frisco, Texas, and it comes to close this inaugural USL League One season. What are your kind of final takeaways from tonight and this whole season?
It's a lot to take in, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just look at those young men and their ability. This is something that winning a championship like this, you're going to keep it with you for the rest of your life. And to have the opportunity to be a part of it, I'm honestly humbled. And it was great to share the stage with you as well, good partner.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. This was absolutely fun. But I would also be remiss if I didn't mention a couple others. Ryan Rose, Jake McCluskey, Chris McCoviak. They have been with League One from day one. They have brought you tons of games, and it took a pretty big army here to bring you this entire season. So that is going to do it tonight for our inaugural USL League One final. What a night it was here in Frisco, Texas. Greenville triumph. Well, they couldn't find a triumph here on the road. Instead, it's North Texas Soccer Club. They are your USL League One champions. For our entire crew, Devin Curry and Kelsey Steele, I am Josh Eastern saying so long from Frisco, Texas. The USL League One season has come to a close.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.